Welcome everybody to the interagency meeting. Thanks all for coming. It should be quite a good session today. I think there's quite a few of us on the call, so there's about 19 of us, so that's really positive. So thank you all for joining us. The meeting, if you haven't been before, it's intended to be a very informal session, an opportunity for people working across the district to share information, make some connections with others. So it's not meant to be any formal presentations, very informal. Please ask questions as we go. We normally allocate 2 hours, but for a Zoom meeting, that's quite a long time. So we'll try and do our best to keep it as short as possible. What I'll do is, as there's not too many of us, if we go round the screen and I'll call your names out, if you could just introduce yourself and say which organisation you're from, and then we'll go back round again. So keep that very short, go back round again, and that'll give you the opportunity to perhaps talk about something that you wanted to share, or a new project, or something about your service, anything you wanted to come and share with us. If you're just here to listen, that's equally fine. Just let us know, and we'll skip your sort of short introduction if you wanted to give that. I think if we start, well, actually, we'll start with introducing ourselves. So my name is Sarah Dixon. I work for Barth and North East Somerset Council in the community engagement team. We're here at the Peasdown Hub today, which is the Community Wellbeing Hub.
Hi, I'm Alison Wells. I'm also from the community engagement team.
I will start with Denise, if that's all right.
Gonna find me button. Yeah. Hello, my name's Denise Parent, and I'm the manager for the Village Agents project. We cover rural areas in Bath and North East Somerset, and that has mostly been in the Chew Valley and some of the Somer Valley and Cam Valley villages. We are approaching a time now when we managed to secure money to expand our area to cover Peasdown, St John and surrounding villages, and basically all of the rural areas of Bath and North East Somerset. Areas we won't be able to cover is Keynsham and Salford, because that though starts to be a duplication, and obviously the centre of Barth. So my plea at the moment is, if you know of anybody who's interested in taking a little bit of advertising, because we are currently recruiting, and obviously in this current climate that's really a bit more difficult to get out there, all of that information.
Denise, can I pause you there, because we're going to just do who we are and what.
Oh, sorry.
And then I'll come back. Is that all right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, then you won't need to come back to me. You won't need to come back to me now, because that's all I needed to say. Thank you, my love.
Sorry, Denise. Natalia, if you could introduce yourself. Thank you.
Morning, everybody. I'm Natalia. I work for Stand Against Racism and Inequality. We're a hate crime charity, and I'm the outreach worker for Baines and North Somerset.
Thanks for joining us. Zoe?
Hi everyone, I'm Zoe. I'm from the Children's Healthy Weight team as part of Baines Wellbeing Service. We're also part of the Community Wellbeing Hub. Nice to see you all.
Thanks for joining us. I've got Claire Leakey.
Hello, thank you very much, Sarah. So I work for an organisation called GamCare. We work with problematic gamblers. I'm on a women's team, and I'm the training and engagement lead for the South West. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Richard Burgess.
Sorry about that, Sarah. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm putting on my radio voice because I run Somer Valley FM, the radio station, local community radio station in North East Somerset. I'll leave it there for now, but we broadcast a lot.
Fab, thanks, Richard. Kerry?
Don't think I can follow that, Richard, but anyway, I'm Kerry Skelton, and I work for Grow for Life, which is a therapeutic, social and therapeutic gardening charity, and we run gardening sessions in Bath for those struggling with their mental health.
Thank you. I've got Carol Matthews.
Hi everyone, yeah, I'm Carol, I'm a career progression coach with Future Bright at Baines Council. We work with people who are, who are currently employed and in receipt of benefits, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that later on.
Thanks, Carol. Sandy?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Sandy. I'm the employment engagement worker for the Employment Skills Pod.
Thank you. Jo?
Hi, I'm Jo Salisbury and I'm a fuel poverty advisor and I work for Centre of Sustainable Energy. You were on mute, Sarah.
That doesn't help, does it? Jo Spinney?
Hi everyone, I'm Jo Spinney, and like Zoe, I also work for the Baines Wellbeing Service, which sits within the Community Wellbeing Hub under Virgin Care, but my specialist area is in smoking cessation. So hello.
Thanks, Jo. I've got Kelly next.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm the Community Learning Coordinator for Adult Community Learning at Barth College.
Thank you. Ian, nice to see you. I haven't seen you for ages. How are you doing?
Hi, Sarah. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I'm well, Tom. Just here today representing the link at Bishop Sutton, which runs a wellbeing cafe.
Brilliant. Thank you. Andrea?
Hello there, I'm Andrea Wide from Curo Independent Living Service.
Thanks, Andrea. Joss?
My name's Joss Clark. I'm representing an organisation called We Care and Repair. Thank you.
Thank you. Ben?
I'm Ben from Butterfly Care. We provide care in the community in sort of the Baines area, and we do a bit in Wiltshire as well.
Fantastic, thank you. Carly?
Hi everyone, I'm Carol from Barth Rugby Foundation. Sorry, yeah, it's
apologies. Sorry, how do you pronounce it?
Carol.
Carol.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, Carol. Yeah, fine. I'm Programme Development Manager at Barth Rugby Foundation, who work with young people across Baines and Wiltshire.
Oh, welcome, and apologies for getting your name wrong. Sorry.
No worries.
I haven't got a lovely Welsh accent, so apologies. I can't do it justice. Lindsay.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay. I'm the Young Person's Education Lead for ARA. I worked with Claire on projects across the Southwest. Sorry, my camera's not working today.
Thanks, Lindsay. Katie Tanner, she's travelling, so she's not using a video or she can't speak. Katie, I don't know what organisation you're from, so if you could put it in the chat. If you're not driving, obviously, please don't put it in the chat because that would be horrendous. But if you've got a chance to put it in the chat, I can then introduce you properly, if that's all right. Thank you, Katie.
I think if it's the same Katie, she works for Carer Centre.
Oh, brilliant. Great. That's fab. Thank you. Hopefully, Katie will indicate that that's right. And then I think last but not least, I think we've got Amanda.
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda. I work for National Star College and I do student recruitment and assessment for supported internships.
Brilliant. Thank you, everybody. Now I've got two people that need to go fairly early, so I'm going to bring them in first, if that's okay. So the first one I've got is Carey, if that's okay. And then we'll move on to Andrea from Curo. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I just wanted to talk about what we're doing over the winter. Often we stop during the winter for obvious reasons, because gardening in the rain and the cold is not too therapeutic. But this year we are working in the heated greenhouses at the Parks Department. So our gardening sessions will continue, and they will continue in the dry. They're ventilated, so if anyone's worried about being inside, they're ventilated, but they're also heated. So they're a great cold weather alternative. So please do feel free to refer. We're not stopping this winter. We're also going to be running a hand scything workshop with Barth College, and we've also got some tree planting days in the process of being planned. So if you have anybody who's interested in either of those, do contact me at Grow for Life, or there is a referral form on our website, which is growforlife.org.uk. And our criteria are we can take anybody from Baines or Wiltshire, over 18, with some mental health difficulty. We count low confidence and isolation, which pretty much includes everyone at the moment. But we can accept, but I will look at each referral actually as it comes. Okay, thanks a lot. Any questions?
Kerry, can people refer from your website, or do they phone you up? Is it?
Yeah, so they can. You can self-refer, or you can send, or if a job, often we get referrals from job coaches or social prescribers, and there is a referral form on the website.
That's great. Any questions for Kerry? I think I've put your website in correctly in the chat. Hopefully I have. I know Alison's making a note, and we'll try and make sure that some of this information is in the interagency bulletin as well, if that's all right.
It's org, actually. I'll put it in.
Oh, apologies. So ignore mine. So ignore mine and use Kerry's when she puts it in the chat. That's great. Okay, if there's no questions, we'll move on to Andrea.
Thank you. I'm Andrea from Curo Independent Living Service. We support people in Baines, Bristol and North Somerset. We support people whether they're in Curo properties or in private rented, or if they're homeowners. We support people to remain independent, to stay in their homes or to move if they wish to. We help with home search, the medical assessment forms to increase bandings, and through the actual moving process too, we can apply for loans to help with the moving costs. We also support with shopping, whether it be taking people shopping or collecting shopping for them, medication collections, taking people to appointments and in with taking notes if they want us to, or just waiting. We help with paperwork, that could be mail, forms, sorting, organising, and reminders, benefits, social events, and we signpost for anything we can't do. We have two avenues. There's our self-funders avenue where people can pay for our service, or we have our funded service, which is for people who are age 40 plus with savings of under 23,250 and live in the Baines area. That if they qualify for the funding, they can get our support for up to 6 months and an alarm, a pendant alarm. We work alongside other agencies really well, you know, quite a few of the people we support. Yeah, if anybody got any questions?
Again, Andrea, in terms of referrals, can organisations refer to the service? And I know obviously you can refer through the Community Wellbeing Hub, can't you? So that's one route in.
Yes.
But is there another route that people can contact you to make referrals?
Yes, absolutely. People can either self-refer or professionals can refer. Our number is 01225 366 135. Or you can email ils@curo-group.co.uk. And it's, you know, it's just an informal chat, you know, and if anyone has any questions, you know, because everybody's so unique and everybody's needs are so unique, you know, it's but we do our best to try and adapt to each person's needs and wants. But yeah.
You just turn her down.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Andrea. Is there any more questions for Andrea? Nope, I can't see any more. No, that's fine. Now, just in the chat, the correct web address has been put in there for Grow for Life. Apologies again, Kerry, for that. Joanne Salisbury's had to leave. She's got an issue, so she's left the call. And there's some email addresses there about free training on gambling addiction. So do keep a lookout if you can. I know it's difficult if you're on your phone to look at the chat, but do keep a lookout. Andrea, I know you're on your phone, but if you can add your contact details in, that'd be really helpful. Thank you.
I will give it a go.
So does anybody need to go fairly soon, or are you happy that I randomly pick? Oh, Claire and Sandy. Okay, so let's go to Sandy first then.
Right. Yeah, it's only that my boiler's broken down and I'm waiting for the engineer to turn up. You know, it's one of those, so it'd be better if I go now. Right. I have actually got a couple of slides, but I don't know if you know, we've got time for that, or what do you feel?
Yeah, why not?
It's only that it's easier to explain the pod if I can do this. So if I try. Hang on.
Hopefully you should be able to share your screen.
Let's have a go at that one. Hey, there we go.
Yeah,
How
that's
about
great.
that? Right, so that's who we are. We've been set up now about 8 months, and we're funded for 18 months from the DWP. I'll whiz through, don't worry. Can we go on to the next one? Oh, yeah. So it's just 2 of us. So me, Sandy, I'm the Employment Engagement Officer, and then Saucy, my colleague, she's the IAG officer. And this is how we fit in here. So you've obviously all heard of the Community Wellbeing Hub. Well, we fit in, we're this bit, right at the bottom on the right, we're the employment skills. And these are our partners, and basically what happens is we get a referral, call comes through, and Saucy does about an hour's job coaching interview with them. Obviously the focus is on employment and skills, upskilling people, but if anyone's got any issues they need help with, then, you know, for instance, if it's debt around money or mental health, then of course Saucy refers them on to the appropriate agency here. I tend to get people referred to me, people that are more work ready. So I might be helping with sort of CVs, job applications, that sort of thing, but also I help people find work placements. So that's part of my role. Let's just see what else have I put on here. Right, the other part of my role, I don't know if you actually read this, but it's a new service that the pod's offering, and it's free employment support to employers, specifically around recruitment and skills. And I'm really acting as a signposting service. So if anyone's got any issues around, they want to, you know, train some of their staff, they need this, maybe it's a catering organisation that wants to do the level 2 food hygiene, then I'd refer them on to Barth College, for instance. So it's very much a signposting service, just helping people, employers access what free support is out there. If it's something about setting up small business, then I can refer them on to one of our partners called Core Ventures. So that's very briefly what I do. Sort of, I have 2 hats really. One is the employment side, employment engagement, but also sorry, the candidates. Okay, it was just I can probably finish there, but that was just some of the feedback we've had recently. But I'll probably finish there. But that kind of gives you a bit of just an overview, really, short introduction. I know some of the people here today will have heard of us already, but if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to fire them at me.
Any questions for Sandy? Denise, it might be an opportunity to link up with Sandy, whether they can help with your village agents recruitment, possibly.
Yes, she already has. Thank you.
Good. Oh, that's great. That's good.
Really, really worth it. Got a fantastic network, haven't you, Sandy?
Yeah, and actually it was Denise that told me about these meetings, so that's why I'm here today. Because I feel like, well, 2 reasons. One, to promote the project, but one is just to network. because that's what this is all about, isn't it, really?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you very
Sorry, I
much.
was gonna say,
Sorry,
Sandy,
Kelly. You
I was
carry
going
on.
to say, Sandy, do you want to mention the pop-up shop, or do you want me to do that?
Yeah, no, I can do. So what Kelly's, we're working in partnership with the college and with Future Bright, and we've got a series of roadshows coming up in January. They're going to be based mainly around the High Street, Kingsmead Square, and we've taken over one shop at the bottom of Milson Street, you know, opposite the old Gap, on that sort of corner. And that's where we will have this pop-up shop roadshow, and we're just trying to again generate interest out there, and hand out flyers with Barth College, and just trying to think who else might be there. Curo might be there, and Core Ventures might be there as well. So if you, we're also going to invite people if they want impromptu job coaching sessions. They're welcome to come down, and we can probably, we've got Wi-Fi, we should be able to help people
great
there. So you know, it's just a bit of a yeah, so I think that's probably all I need to say for the moment.
No, that's great. And is that just Barth? There's no other sort of satellites in
at the moment we're just focusing on Barth, but the plan is we start working around the county. So I think we were saying yesterday, Kelly, we were going to go to, I think we said Keynsham next, you know, probably February, and then we're venturing it out to the Summer Valley.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I think the issue with us is trying to give ourselves a physical presence and putting ourselves in front of people, rather than relying on like disconnected ways of getting in front of people. With confidence and motivation at a massive low anyway, people find it quite hard to communicate like this sometimes. So we think by actually physically being there in front of people, it might be a good way just to engage with potential referrals.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, keep us up to date with your other
yeah, a bit nearer the time.
Yeah, let us know and we can share that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Lovely. Hi Sim, how are you? All right? So who did we have next? Claire, wasn't it? Claire needs to go next.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Lindsay, shall I talk for both of us?
That's fine, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, Lindsay and I work for GamCare. You might have come across us. We're best known for running the National Gambling Helpline, and we work with problematic gamblers and affected others. We're a charity, and the reason really to come along today is to ask, please, if we can come and train you and your teams and your organisations on problematic gambling harm. It's completely free, there's no catch. Basically, particularly women and young people, there is a considerable danger at the moment with apps, bingo sites, gaming, gambling. It's an epidemic. It's causing a lot of suicide currently at the moment. It's a silent addiction. You can't see it or smell it, but it is happening to about 1% of the population, with about 8% being affected. So the reason really is to say, if I perhaps leave my email address on behalf of Lindsay and I, if we can come and talk to your teams for 5 minutes or 2 hours, team meetings, training sessions, anything we can do to provide information on risk factors of problematic gambling and where to go. If we don't expect you to be experts, but if you have somebody who mentions gambling, is affected by gambling, that you know where to refer them for free help and advice, that would be amazing. It's really difficult because it is a silent addiction. So very often organisations will say, well, it doesn't happen here. You know, my service users don't mention it, but that's because it is a silent addiction. And certainly for women, they don't talk about it because they don't like the stigma and the stereotype of being a problematic gambler, and they're worried the kid's going to be taken off them. So if they can't provide food on the table, but they can afford scratch cards, is there going to be harm that comes to them? And it remains a really hidden addiction. So anything that you can do to invite us to, we would really, really appreciate it. So that the standard session that we do is 90 minutes, as I say, but we can tweak it and bespoke it to however you like. And currently it's all done via webinar. I've put to Sarah and Alison my email address. It's claire.leakey@gamcare.org.uk, and I can filter those emails to Lindsay. So hopefully we can come and talk to you about women and young people's gambling early next year, if that's convenient with you. Yeah, Sarah, I don't know, would it be possible to have people's emails addresses so that we can sort of send them our contact details to get in touch? Would that be okay, or is that a data protection?
Yeah, what we tend to do is put information in our interagency bulletin. So,
okay.
So I think we have. I mean, obviously, we're having a session here at the Wellbeing Hub that Claire and Lindsay are doing for us for the partners. So we're having one in December, aren't we? In a couple of weeks' time, which we're really looking forward to. But yes, we use our interagency bulletin to share information, because obviously we don't share contact details. So what I'll do is I'll put your email address in the chat so everyone can see that.
Brilliant. Thank you.
But I'm potentially looking at Richard, because I'm thinking actually this could be a good feature on Summer Valley FM. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Not putting Richard under any pressure at all, but you know.
Thank you very much, lady.
So yeah, hopefully you might be able to link up. So yeah, so thanks for coming, and we're certainly looking forward to the session, learning more about it. So thanks very much.
Thank you. I enjoyed the rest of your session. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you. Natalia, I'm going to go to you. We had, and I know you'll do an introduction, but we had something similar, a seminar or a workshop with Natalia last week, and she'll explain a bit more. And it was really, really useful, and I think very thought-provoking. And I think if you've got an opportunity to do something similar in your organisation, then I would definitely, in the same way as Claire and Lindsay, contact Natalia to organise something, because we certainly benefited from it here at the Wellbeing Hub. So I'll let Natalia do the introduction and explain what she does.
Thanks, Sarah. Sorry, Claire, just quickly, I just wondered what area you covered.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, the Southwest. So right from Swindon to Plymouth.
Okay, thank you. Brilliant. So I work for SARI, Stand Against Racism and Inequality. We cover the whole of what used to be Avon and Somerset, so the whole of Somerset, North Somerset, Baines, Bristol and South Gloss. And we offer one-to-one client-led support for victims of hate crime, but we also deliver different interventions. So we go into schools and do sessions with the young people. We deliver training sessions. We do consultancy work. So we're quite broad. So if there's any kind of advice that you ever want around equality and diversity or hate crime, then we can always help by advising or signposting. But actually also recently we've received a new grant from the National Lottery, which has allowed us to continue our Every Victim Matters programme, which is a 5-year programme. And within this, we can deliver free training sessions to agencies. So that's what Sarah was talking about, that I provided last week. I came to the Community Wellbeing Hub team and delivered a training session on hate crime awareness. So it can be up to a 2-hour session, completely for free, because we're but again, similar to Claire, we can make it shorter if you don't have as much time, or focus it on something maybe you've had as like an issue at work or whatever it is. We can kind of focus on that. And we also go into schools to deliver twilight sessions. So primary and secondary schools can take up this opportunity. So any school staff can also receive hate crime training awareness. And we are trying to get in touch with community groups to give a hate crime empowerment session, so that any groups that might be more likely to become victims of hate crime know how to deal with it, and to feel like they can deal with it, because there are loads of barriers with hate crime to reporting it and things like that. So we're just trying to essentially raise awareness in North Somerset and Baines, because SARI's been operating in Bristol for 30 years, so people tend to know that we work there, but people don't actually know as much that we do work in the Baines area as well. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of let everybody know about our service, and that we can provide these things for free, and to definitely take up the opportunity, because otherwise these sessions are traded. So I just wanted to let everyone know about the offer. So please do get in touch if you've got any questions, and I'll put my email in the chat as well. Does anyone have any questions?
No, I've just realised that the chat function didn't allow people to share the chat with everybody. So I've changed the setting on that now. So hopefully you can either directly message people directly or share it with everybody. So apologies, that wasn't happening. And apologies for my spelling as well. I'm trying to sort of type over in an awkward position. So apologies for that. Great. So any questions for Natalia before we move on?
Yeah, can I just ask a quick question, please, Natalia? Do you do any work with people who have been victims of modern day slavery? You know, in terms of that perhaps because of their race have been you know, unfairly treated, or you know, in the midst of a case pending for modern day slavery. Would you work with people like that?
No, so we wouldn't. That's not our specialism. I think that would go to I don't know, in Bristol I know that there's the organisation called, I forgot what.
Yeah, I think I've already spoken to them. Yeah, I just wondered if you kind of created any kind of workshops just to raise awareness for people that have been victims of modern day slavery, that maybe would kind of share those kind of those insecurities, I suppose, more than anything else. But
well, there's a really good point, and thank you for raising that, Carol. I'll take that back to my manager, because we work the groups that we tend to work with mostly are kind of refugees and asylum seekers, but not, you know, not modern day slavery, just because there's so much more that comes. You need to be I think a lot more specialist support.
Yeah.
So, but no, I will raise that, but unfortunately not so far.
Yeah, I'll grab your email and chat to you separately about that anyway. Yeah, thank you for that. Thanks, Natalia.
Nice.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to, is Denise still with us? Looks like, oh yes, she is. Do you want to add anything to your intro, Denise, or are you there? No, okay, we'll move on quickly then. We'll come back to Denise if she appears again. Zoe. Hi, Zoe.
Hello, hi. So yeah, I'm from the Children's Healthy Weight team, part of the Wellbeing Service. I just wanted to give everyone an update or a reminder of the courses that we run for children and families, because we're starting to promote these again. We've got some new ones coming up in the new year. So yeah, just to give everyone a reminder, so we've got a course called Cook It, which is a series of 5 like cook-along style sessions. We focus on family-friendly, budget, healthy meals. The sessions are an hour long. It's all happening virtually still at the moment, from the kitchens at home. We also talk about like a healthy eating theme every week as well. We give a £25 voucher at the end of the sessions to cover like cost of ingredients and things like that. And we can do that in instalments as well, if that helps families. And we've also got, just to mention as well, a new parent Cook It. So catered a little bit more towards younger ones and parents who their little ones are maybe just starting on solid foods. So that's run by my colleague Amy. So she can provide some great information, answer any kind of uncertainties around starting on solid foods. So that's a mother and baby or new parent Cook It. You guys have probably all heard of our Henry course perhaps as well, which is another course that we run. So again, this is a group-based course, all happening virtually at the moment as well. Sometimes we can do one-on-one, but generally it's groups. And it's an 8-week supportive family course for parents with children below 5 years. And yeah, it's kind of quite a relaxed, really supportive course. It's an opportunity for parents to meet each other, help each other out. We discuss topics like feeling more confident as a parent, physical activity, healthy family lifestyles. So that is Henry. And then our other one that we run is called Leap as well. So this is a one-to-one programme. and it's for children who are above an ideal weight between the age of 5 to 17. So yeah, it's a one-on-one supportive programme, again happening virtually still. We cover topics like healthy food and drink swaps, physical activity and active play, why we make certain food choices, and that's 6 weeks of sessions once a week. And if the kids are a little bit older, then they don't necessarily have to have their parent with them. And the great thing about it as well is after the course, after the 6 weeks, they'll get 12 weeks of membership to a local leisure centre for free. So that's for the child and for one parent or carer. So yeah, just in terms of eligibility, so the child needs to be kind of above an ideal weight, so a BMI between the 91st or the 98th percentile, and perhaps has received school nurse support in relation to this. Just to be aware that this programme is a tier 2 service, sorry. So it's not specialist as such. So children with any kind of complex learning difficulties or anything, or particular health need would maybe need a dietetics referral. So yeah, so that's Cookit, Henry and Leap. So that's our children's kind of healthy weight courses. So to book on, you can contact the Community Wellbeing Hub directly. And you can also refer through System 1, especially in regards to LEAP, because of that eligibility criteria there, through like health visitor or GP. So you can self-refer or refer on behalf of families as well. And as I said, we've got new dates and things coming up in the new year. So I'll pop all of that information in the chat box in a moment. And if anyone wants any kind of posters or leaflets to hand out to people with these courses, then again, just drop me an email and I can send some over that you can print off if that helps at all. I know Jo's here with us as well, and she'll talk about stop smoking services, but I just wanted to give a bit of a overview on the adult healthy weight services as well from our adult team. So yeah, lots of fantastic courses that we run, such as we can do referrals to Slimming World, which is a 12-week program. We can do like a referral to local groups. We've also got colleagues trained in expert weight and expert diabetes, which is a great educational course for people that want to lose weight or people that have just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. We do kind of leisure centre referral schemes as well, like Better Weight and GLL. We're linked to Second Nature, which is a 12-week app and coaching support for people who want to lose weight or improve like their healthy lifestyles. And so yeah, lots of different courses as well within the adult healthy weight team. And again, if you want to find out more about all of those, then I'll pop the information in the chat box in a second and you can have a look at all the different ones. Just to say as well that we can offer VBA training, if that helps at all, if anyone's interested in just having a bit more detail about those courses, and also help with bringing up the subject of healthy eating or healthy weight, because that can sometimes be a bit tricky, especially with families and children. So yeah, if anyone wants any VBA training, then we can offer that as well, even if it's just 5 minutes or so, if anyone's interested. We've also got a Facebook and Instagram account, which I'll pop in the group chat. We always post lots of great information about upcoming courses, so do give that a follow for updates as well. But otherwise, thank you very much. Any questions at all?
Thanks, Zoe. Any questions for Zoe? I've put the hub's number in the chat.
Oh, great.
I don't think people on this call, we certainly don't have access to System 1, so I don't know if anybody else does. So it'd probably be a referral directly to the hub and the number. Fine. So I think you got off lightly there. Okay, yeah, if you could put all your details in the chat, that'd be really helpful. Thank you. Jo, should we go on to yourself, because it obviously follows on, and then I'll go to Richard, if that's okay. So we'll go Jo next and then Richard. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, hi. So I work in one of the teams alongside Zoe, as she mentioned, so in the wider wellbeing service, but for the specialist stop smoking team. So I just wanted to give a quick update about the stop smoking service, which some of you may or may not be aware of, and how we're sort of delivering support at the present time. And also to let you know about some free training that we also offer. So there's a lot of training offers out there today, which is great. So the specialist stop smoking service, we offer free support to any smoker aged 12 and upwards who lives or works in the Baines area. And that's support to quit smoking, or can be support to reduce their tobacco use as well. And currently we're offering that through a program of telephone support. So telephone appointments, or can be video appointments, that's another option. And the intervention offers a series of 6 appointments, which can be tailored to the frequency that suits the person, so weekly or fortnightly ideally. And that involves behavioural support to help them with quitting smoking or reducing their tobacco use. And that's also combined with stop smoking medications on prescription. And what we know from evidence is that if people access specialist support from a service like ours and use stop smoking medications, it can as much as triple their chances of quitting successfully. And what we know is it can take a lot, many attempts sometimes for people to quit. So even if people have tried many times before, it's still worth, keeping on trying and accessing the support. And the medications that we offer include nicotine replacement therapy, but we now also are able to offer a free e-cigarette or vape starter kit. I don't know how much people know about vaping or e-cigarettes. There's obviously a lot out there in the media, but I suppose in a nutshell, really, the current evidence is that if smokers choose to use a reputable e-cigarette device, it can really improve their chances of quitting smoking. And it's also, again, if they use a regulated device, it's considered to be much, much safer than smoking, mainly because there's no tar or carbon monoxide. And they are actually the most popular way of quitting in this country at the moment, and one of the more effective ways. So as I say, we're in a position to be able to offer that. It's not a prescription, because currently it's not licensed as yet for that, but it is like a free offer that we post out to people. And we offer that with behavioural support alongside, and we do find that really does increase the success rate again, because we can offer that advice and support alongside people using them. Obviously, our service supports anyone aged 12 and up, because nicotine replacement is licensed for that age. But with vaping, it would obviously be 18 and up that we would be able to provide that. So that's kind of, I suppose, in a nutshell, how we're kind of operating at the moment and the support that we offer. We are quite busy. We've had quite a lot of referrals at the moment. We seem to be seeing a lot of people that would normally perhaps have been seen in GP practices, because we do have advisors based out in the community and pharmacy and in GP practices, as well as other settings like DHI. You may be familiar with DHI and Project 28 for young people. So there are other settings out there that offer support. So we have been quite busy, but we're still, as I say, we're still offering support, and we're prioritising people with chronic conditions that are related to smoking, other higher need patients, really. And for those that may want to kind of quit, but may not want the level of support that we offer, we can also offer support like an app, the smoke-free app that we can offer to people as well. So there's a number of different things out there that people can access. And I just wanted to briefly mention as well some free training that we also offer. So like Zoe said, they offer very brief advice training for the weight, but the smoking service offers very brief advice in smoking cessation. And it's sort of recommended really for any organisations in Baines that work with service users. So if you come into contact with service users, it can be really beneficial to do this training. It is recommended. It's a gold standard training, evidence-based. And it's basically a simple form of advice designed to promote quitting that can take as little as 30 seconds. So it's a really simple step to follow. And the training kind of follows that sort of the idea that is it's brief in that it's very short and focused and can be fitted into perhaps one of your other staff meetings or something, maybe in as little as 10-15 minutes if needed. So again, you can contact the Community Wellbeing Hub on the number. I can also add my email address. So if anyone's interested in accessing that training or finding out a bit more about our service, please do get in touch.
Okay. Well, thanks, Jo. Is there any questions for Jo at all? Have you seen an increase, Jo, since with COVID, people that have had COVID that realise that they perhaps have suffered more because they've been smoking maybe? Has there been a sort of uptake of, or you don't measure it in that way?
We've definitely seen an increase in, people, being referred or seen support. I think it's been a number of reasons, and there's been that twofold thing, I suppose. So more people are thinking about wanting to quit because perhaps health reasons. So there was, particularly last year, there was kind of a big year of, a lot of quit attempts that happened. But on the flip side, people that perhaps haven't quit or have struggled, we've seen there's been an increase in people perhaps smoking more. And unfortunately, there's also the evidence suggests that there's actually an increase in prevalence among younger age groups, around the sort of 24 to 34, which hasn't been seen for quite some time. So obviously that's something that is of a concern. And I think people that have perhaps tried to quit and then through stress, isolation, loneliness of COVID, there's been sort of maybe relapse rates as well. So we're finding that people sort of coming to us and then maybe going off again and maybe needing to come back. Yeah, so that's kind of what we've been seeing.
Gosh, so you've got a lot to do there. You're sort of a hidden service, really, that people don't really know that there's all that great stuff, and obviously the school's there for professionals working, and so do get in touch with Jo if you want any advice or training or support.
Thank you, everyone.
And make the referrals as well. I think that's the plea. I think across everyone's briefings this morning, it's about that cross referral, isn't it, between organisations, which is really important. Thanks, Jo. Richard, hi, Richard.
Hello, Sarah, and well, good afternoon again, everybody. I'm going to start with a couple of other things for me, and I just want to thank Sarah and Alison for organising these and the Summer Valley forums as well. So thank you very much, ladies. And it's quite humbling to hear other people's stories about what they're doing in the charitable or community sector as well. So good work, everybody, for what it's worth from Summer Valley FM. 4 quick points for me. Little update. We did our annual celebration last Thursday evening. As Kelly will know, at the Summer Valley campus of Barth College. Now we are Summer Valley orientated here. That's where our frequency goes. But I can only recommend, if anybody is in Summer Valley and around the Barth College campus, it's well worth a look. There's some fantastic trades being learnt and developed around there, including stonemasonry, only one of 2 places in the country. I mentioned it only because our sponsors, Curo, were there, Bath City sponsor us, Baines were there with Dina Romero, the cabinet member, and we had the mayor of Wecker there as well, but don't call it Wecker. So that was great. So as I said, just one point on that. I wanted to talk about, as I said, content as well. I'm more than happy to share content with people that they've got and some of the requests that they have or events they've got coming up. But do bear in mind we're in the Summer Valley area. So Ian and I had a communication last time round. Unfortunately, I don't cover Bath and I don't cover the other valleys as well. So it needs to be specific to where we are. The third point is directly on recruitment as well. I'm getting so many contacts from people about recruitment where they're short. I think I'm just about to run another campaign for Baines on that as well, care recruitment all over again. So if you do have vacancies, I'm happy to help share that word, spread that word. We've done it, Denise, with Michael Orton. He's been on and we interviewed him about village agents. In return, though, I need something from it as well. As I said, we're a not-for-profit also. So I'm happy to look at any sort of deal that could be done, but in turn, I'm happy to help publicise any recruitment that you need. And finally, on the back of that, digital marketing. If anybody knows of anybody that's on digital marketing, specifically websites or social media, anything along those lines, that may be willing to help, or there may be a contra deal with us here, I really need somebody. So if you can help me with that, I'd be really grateful. And that is it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Richard. I think possibly James Carlin from the 3SG might be able to help. I know they do run specific courses for the voluntary and community sector, so it might be worth contacting him. If I can remember his email address, I would drop it in the chat.
Thank you.
But if not, we can follow it up with an email separately. But I'm sure James will be able to help with that.
Right.
Carol, you've got a question for Richard?
Yeah, no, just Richard, you might want to just get in touch with Cool Ventures. So Cool Ventures will provide you with free webinars around digital marketing training. So yeah, get in touch with them. That's also free and very, very helpful. And I'm sure they'll offer you a one-to-one training session if you need it. So yeah, Cool Ventures are brilliant.
Thank you very much, Carol. I will do.
I just say as well, as we're running digital boot camps with Barth by Uni, it might be worth dropping Anna an email to see if any of the recruits on that will volunteer to run your social media for you, or you can employ someone off the back of it.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. We've got, and I don't want to drift too much off subject, but I know you're running T-levels there on digital marketing. So I may get one placement, potentially two, through the T-levels that you're running. But I'll try the other avenue that you mentioned as well. Thanks.
Yeah, I can, if you want, I'll drop you an email with Jason's email address, and he's the guy who's delivering the course up at Bath Spa. So he
Awesome.
should be able to help you with that.
Thank you.
Denise, you have a question for Richard?
Well, it was more when Michael came to speak to your audience, which was fantastic opportunity. Thank you. I know that he also had conversations with you about doing something a bit like what you're experiencing now, actually, is to actually pull some organisations together for you so that you could have sort of not like a marketplace exactly, but have, you know, what's going on, what can be available in your area. So it's a bit like a mini one of these. So it might be that, and I'm happy to help this, if we can just even record some of these little mini pitches that you could then use as these are the sort of organisations that are available in your area. And I just think that there might be some collaboration I can do with you on that, because all of these amazing things, not just for the Soma Valley, but potentially we could roll that out in other areas, but have little sort of potted, this is what we do, this is what we offer, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely. That's exactly what, as a community radio station, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks.
Well, that's great. Carol, should we come to you next?
Hi, yeah, lovely to see everybody. Yeah, thank you for hosting, Sarah, once again. It's good to just touch base with so many amazing organisations. And so, yeah, my name is Carol Matthews. I'm a career progression coach with Future Bright. So we are a West of England Combined Authority programme, basically providing career coaching and advice to people who are in work and in receipt of one of the 7 in-work benefits. We're able to work with people who are now earning below the real living wage, which is now £9.90 an hour. So if you work with anybody who has a part-time job for just 5 hours earning less than £9.90, then they are eligible to work with us. And we have also reduced the eligibility age to 18. So any young people who have part-time jobs who want to have that one-to-one bespoke coaching experience with one of us, then they're welcome to just fill in the criteria, the eligibility criteria, ping it over to us, and one of the coaches will be in touch. I think with Future Bright, it's just important to know that we do have a personal budget. So we're able to support individuals who maybe have a barrier, for example, with technology, with equipment they need for work. So yeah, there is a small amount of money that we're able to support equipment. And yeah, in terms of the work that we do, we work very holistically with people. So we just kind of work on people's self-esteem, the barriers that people are experiencing, and we just work very holistically with them to identify ways in which we can create solutions really to those barriers. And yeah, we work with a whole host of people, from young people who have degrees to older people with, not necessarily older people, but older people with PhDs that are just actually in careers that they just feel very stuck in and have found themselves in a situation where they're making a claim for one of the 7 in-work benefits and need some support and guidance around what they can do to either change career or to progress in the career that they're in. So yeah, that's basically what we're about. Yeah, I'm sure that, Sarah, would you like me to put the website in the group chat, or will you copy and paste that in?
If you can, that would be great. If not,
yeah,
then send it to me and we can put it in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll put the website in the group chat. So yeah, anybody that you work with, if you think they're eligible, get them to get in touch. I mean, we're working more and more now with younger people who just have, you know, a few hours maybe working behind a bar. They want to start a college course, don't have a laptop, so we're able to support the purchase of Chromebooks. Other people who maybe need to get some work on a building site, that need their CIS card but don't have work boots, don't have the right work safety gear. Yeah, we can support that through personal budgets and other forms of money that we're able to basically get from many other pots, which I won't go into now, but yeah, the details is all on the website, so I'll leave that for you guys to have a look at. Anyway, nice to see you all.
Thanks, Carol. Is there any questions for Carol at all? No? Okay. There's a bit of some information in the chat from Ben, Richard, for yourself about people they use for marketing. So do keep an eye out on the chat, because I think people are adding the bits and pieces as we go. So
okay,
do keep a look out. I'm just randomly going to pick, because you've all moved. That's what happens with Zoom, isn't it? It's just very strange. Kelly, are you still? Yes.
Yeah,
Kelly,
I'm here.
have you got a bit of an update for us?
For those who don't know me, I run the curriculum for adult community learning at Barth College. So we support people over the age of 19 who are out of work or on a low wage, back into work through courses, whether they are really far away and we're doing confidence and art courses with them, or whether they need more specific skills such as IT, health and social care, intro to admin, that sort of thing. So there's a few exciting stuff, few things that are quite exciting. Well, I think they're exciting, you probably don't, that we've got coming up. Prince's Trust, if you don't know this already, so we run the Prince's Trust, young adults age 16 to 24. So the recruitment at the moment, they're just coming to a close. That's been run at Barth City Football Club in Twerton. They're recruiting now for February. So if you know any young people who need a bit of support and help when it comes to employment or their confidence, you can send referrals through to us, which can then be passed on to Ben, who runs it. Likewise, if you have any ideas for the community project that they can take part in, which Richard knows very well about as well, we did their garden. That's another thing that we're always looking for as well. As Sandy mentioned earlier, we've got the pop-up shop coming in January. That's on Thursdays throughout January. So either come along and see us all, or send people up to have a chat about what's available. There's a lot of signposting. So it's not a case of us just going, right, we've got Barth College courses and that's it. There's going to be signposting into other agencies. Likewise, if you want to throw a few leaflets up there or anything else like that, we're more than happy to promote that stuff for you. On the 15th of December, I have an event at Barth College in the afternoon. I don't know how everyone else is finding it at the moment, but for us, recruitment, retention, engagement is at a massive all-time low. So we have an event which is going to be informal networking, but also a panel looking at what we can do, why it's the way it is, and how we can change and work together. I am limited on numbers for that, but if anyone would like to attend, please let me know and I can send you through an invite. So that's 2 till 4 at the Barth City Centre campus. And then it's just the normal stuff, really. We've got loads of new exciting courses starting in January, big push from the college for adult courses, whether they're part-time, paid or free courses. And engagement-wise, we've got a new guy starting. So the job that I've always done is being split into two. Clive has taken more the employability side of things, so we're going to be doing a lot of swaps. I don't know if you guys know those, but it's something that we run in conjunction with the DWP. It's an intensive course run over 4 weeks, which we do with the DWP and an employer. So the aim is we take them through a full confidence CV writing process. At the end, they have a work experience and generally the opportunity to get a job as well with the employer who's supporting that. So the one that's coming up in the new year is a construction swap. So if you know anyone supporting anyone who is interested in a career in the construction industry, that'll be a really good opportunity for them to get involved. Obviously, the normal considerations are taken into place, such as child-friendly hours, stuff like that. I think that's with Madigan, Gill and Curo, we're running that, but there will be a health and social care one coming up as well. So yeah, so he's going to be doing more employment courses. So I'm going to be taking more of a community-based focus. So I'm looking for, if you know any, art teachers, cookery teachers, English as a second language teachers, IT teachers, massive recruitment drive from ACL for self-employed tutors in all of those areas. So I can go out into the community and put more courses on for people who need them. That's it. See, I told you it was exciting.
It's brilliant. Can people help you with promoting some of that stuff? So I guess it's about, you know, if you let us know, we can put it in the Interagency bulletin.
That'd be amazing. If anyone wants to chuck their email addresses in the chat, I can make sure you get my newsletters, which are as exciting as my speeches. Yeah, so I can send those out to you. They only come out monthly, but that does keep everything updated. But if you could help us promote the pop-up shops, Sarah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Do send it through and then we can share it with the network and wider. So yeah, that would be really helpful. I'll put our contact details in the chat now.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Right. Richard, sorry, Richard. Apologies. You've got a question.
Just a quickie. Yeah, and not that number one, I can't find the hand icon.
That's all right. Don't worry.
Number two, I know you got a lot of vacancies, Kelly. We'll interview on that. We'll share that.
Brilliant, thank you. That's what this meeting is about. It's really good to see that connection, and you can't get that quite on email, can you? Yeah. And just reading information online. So it's great to have this opportunity to share and connect with people. Right, I'm going to go to Ian, if that's all right. Good to see you, Ian, and it's great to hear. Well, you're going to tell us all about the Chew Valley and the community library.
Well, sort of.
Maybe just about the community library.
No, not even about the community library.
Okay, don't talk about the community library. I'll leave it to you.
Right. When I last spoke on the interagency meetings, I sort of signposted to a new service starting up in Bishop Sutton, which was a wellbeing cafe. That's been run now for a while, and it's proving successful. What we're finding, the biggest need of the people which are coming through the door is a relief from isolation. We've got one person who regularly comes, who's only, and I mean this literally, his only social contact throughout the whole week is that 2 hours that he spends at that cafe. And we've got other people that are coming in with various degrees of isolation. What the reason for this isolation is, there's great services that are around. We've been hearing about them this morning, but getting access to them is very difficult. We don't enjoy public transport in this area, and essentially, for some people, access via online is just not that easy, particularly amongst elderly people. Just a little bit about the premises there. So the premises have been renovated since it was purchased from the Methodist Church. It is available for any event that people would want to put on there. For the sort of events that you guys have been talking about, the sort of things that your services are able to supply, then the rates are extremely competitive, something like £10 an hour. The ventures that already run from there is a very successful community library and the preschool. It's also seen as a hub in the village for parish council meetings and WI and organisations like that. So I'll put my email up on the chat, and if anybody wants any more details, then please give me a shout. Many thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Ian. And can people just come along to the cafe, or do they need to be referred, or how does it?
No, please do. Point people in our direction. It's every Wednesday morning, and it's 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Okay, come in anytime and enjoy company.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Those social connections are so important, aren't they? And I think people have really missed it, and so it's great work, and it's great that you're doing that in the hub there in Bishop Sutton. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Okay, who do we have? Joss.
Hi there, my name's Joss Clark. I work for an organisation called We Care and Repair. We work predominantly with homeowners, enabling them to stay in their own homes. So we work with people over the age of 60 and younger people who might have a disability. So we do a range of activities. So that might be adaptations, so that somebody can, with their changing needs, can remain in their own home, or we can do basic maintenance. We have access to some grants and also some charitable funding, which is obviously means tested, but people can also come to us if they have the funds themselves and they want to just get a roofing repair done, but they just don't know where to go. So we have a range of services. I deal a lot with a hospital discharge, so getting people home from hospital. And also working with people who are on means tested benefits, getting small jobs done. And the funding that I use is called the Urgent Repair Grant, and the clue's in the title really. It's for urgent repairs only. It's not for nice to have, I fancy having that. It's to really do the sort of the urgent jobs around the house. But as I said, if people wanted to get something larger done and they don't have the funding, there's also loans which the local authority support, so we can help people through that process. So if anybody's got any questions, I'm more than happy to take them.
Any questions for Joss?
Thank you.
No. I was made aware today actually that there's a new household support fund. I'll put the information in the chat. I think Baines are managing that, so I'll put it in the chat. I don't know much of the details, so as the next person speaks, I'll search for it and put it in the chat for you and provide the details. So hopefully that's another useful tool for people. Okay, who should we go to? Ben. Is Ben still with us? Ben Wicks? Hi, Ben.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I haven't got too much to say because I've just got the link to this quite late, so just thought I'd join and say hello. But we are Butterfly Care, so we provide care in people's own homes in the community. So we provide care in the sort of Baines area, out sort of Peasdown and Radstock Way, and we've also got a team of carers in sort of West Wiltshire, which is Westbury, Trowbridge, Warminster kind of way. So yeah, not much more to say than that really. We've been going for 14 years now in February, and yeah, just thought we'd come along, say hello, and hear what this is all about, really.
And Ben, can you describe what type of care is it? It's in people's homes.
Yeah, so It's predominantly the elderly and adults with additional physical needs, really. So be careful. A lot of people who have dementia, some people have had strokes, Parkinson's disease, MS, anything like that, really. People of all ages. And yeah, it's personal care. So anything you might do for yourself, from getting up in the morning, washing, dressing, medication, meal preparation, etc. Anything you might do for yourself, we would help somebody else do as well.
That's brilliant. And how do people, will you put your details, how people can contact you? It's presumed it's a paid for service.
Yes, so we've got a split, really. Probably 60% of our clients are funded by local authority and 40% are privately funded. I think our biggest headache at the moment is there's so many people that need care out there, but there's a limited workforce. So at the moment, yeah, we are quite full with our capacity. So our biggest challenge, which has always been the case, but even more so now, is to recruit to fill the needs, really. But yeah, I'll put an email address in the chat for everybody.
That's great. Well, thanks for coming along to the meet. I hope you found all the conversations useful and making some links as well. So thanks very much. I'm glad you joined us today. Okay, who have we got left? Carol Thomas. Have I said that right?
Yeah, that was lovely. Thank you.
Great. Welcome.
Hi guys. Thank you. Good to hear from everybody. Just to understand what's going on. So I am from Barth Rugby Foundation. We are a young people's charity, and we work across Baines and Wiltshire, be it in schools, primary schools, secondary schools, youth clubs, community sports clubs, and community hubs, working with young people to kind of build confidence, develop life skills, so they get into that kind of positive progressions, be it employment, engaging in the community, or kind of volunteer opportunities. I wanted to just talk about 3 different programs, I suppose, that we've got coming up that I think may be beneficial to the group. It's a variety of things. The first one is called Breakout, and over the Christmas period, we have a series of camps, holiday provision for families who receive free school meals, and these are all across Baines. So we have hubs in Twerton, Midsummer Norton, Peasdown, Poulton, Keynsham, and in Snow Hill in Bath, and they are for 5 to 16-year-olds to take part and get involved in for 4 hours of activities during that Christmas school holiday period. Like I said, it's eligible for people on free school meals, but as well as that, we kind of provide the support and kind of signposting for families. So there's lots of information from today that we'll be passing on to lots of those families, which is awesome. So that's the first thing that's happening over Christmas, from the Monday, the 20th of December through to Thursday, the 23rd. And sign up starts from tomorrow, really. So we'll be promoting and the registration links. We delivered it over the summer, and we had over 2,500 people turn up and get involved in the hubs and stuff. So, and I should say that each young person gets a meal each time they turn up. So it's meals and play and sports and activities and things like that, enriching activities. So that's the first thing. And we aim to deliver that then every school holiday, so or the big school holidays in Easter and summer. So we'll keep repeating that, and that's called Breakout. The second one is for young people who are not in education, employment or training, aged between 16 to 24. We are running a program called HITS, which has been running for the last over 10 years, and it's kind of like an alternative learning centre based at the recreation ground. It's an awesome course, great, absolutely holistic about that young person. So whatever they're interested in, don't have to be interested in sports. It's about building that confidence to get back into getting qualifications or education or positive work experience and stuff like that. And we've got a cohort starting in January. So if you do similar to Kelly, if you've got young people, there's opportunities out there that we'd love to talk about. And then the last one was just a general awareness. We also support young people with disabilities about increasing kind of physical activity levels and social opportunities, and developing those kind of life skills around transport and social skills, really. And we have a very successful Mixability rugby team, which is a brand new model of playing rugby, but it's that whole thing of kind of team involvement, nobody gets left behind. So all abilities are welcome, and that's delivered up at Walcott Rugby Club. But just get in touch with any of the team and we'll be able to get involved. And that's for adults 18 plus. But we also are starting a junior Mixability team, which will be hopefully one of the first in England, for ages 9 plus. So anyone with kind of SEND, different kind of abilities. We've got an awesome kind of network of young people that are keen to meet and make teammates and stuff like that. So just get in touch. And that's the main stuff for me. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Is there any questions at all? Oh, Richard's got one.
Well, first of all, I found the raised hand icon. Secondly, I know you run those, Carol, at West Clewes in Midsummer Norton. So while you're on, I'll just sort of give you some feedback, because I went down there and had a look at them when they've been run. Yeah, fantastic scheme, absolutely brilliant, and so well attended. So well done on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you for that feedback. That's really nice to hear. Yeah, so it's been growing over the last kind of 4 years and having been able to provide those breakout hubs. But in the summer, we just because due to demand and kind of support and partnerships and things like that, we've kind of, it's gone 10 times bigger. So awesome to be able to work with people around the communities and stuff. So it's been great.
I think particularly that you give them out free hot food as well for families. That's really good.
Oh, that's brilliant. And I know you've been doing, Zoe will have more information, but you've been linking up with the Community Wellbeing Hub, haven't you, in the food team there. So so that's all great. So it's really positive. And if there's any way we can help share any of the information, again, put some information in the chat, but email us directly because we can promote that through the network. And I presume, are you connected with the Children and Young People's Network through Jilly? You are. Brilliant. That's great, because obviously there's lots of networks, brilliant networks out there. So it's really it's good to
Barth Area Play Project and Youth Connect Southwest and Fair Share Southwest are some of the main partners of the project and stuff. So heavily involved with it. So brilliant. That's great. But one thing I will actually, as a request, what's kind of developing is that these are becoming kind of community hubs during that school holiday period, that people are getting into routines and booking in and becoming kind of habits, I suppose, for families to be able to rely on. So the next stage now is really, so, you know, I've already linked up with Carol on the call here, you know, speaking to Kelly a little bit more around what courses are coming up and stuff to be able to signpost more, because what is getting to families much better, so be able to signpost opportunities that are coming up, so like Virgin Care and the Cook It program, those kind of things. So where we're getting to now is wanting a kind of like a database for our staff to be able to have the confidence to be able to signpost people. So if there is any, all the stuff that everyone's spoken about today is really valuable for me anyway, to be able to pass on to the team. But if there is anything in the future, that'd be awesome.
That's brilliant. Thanks ever so much. Thank you. Hi, Martha. All right.
Hi, everybody.
All right. Welcome.
Sorry, I'm so late.
That's all right. Don't worry. We've just got a few more short intros from a couple, and then we'll come to you at the end. Is that all right, Martha? Is that okay? So I've still got on my list Amanda and Sim, and Denise, if you wanted to give anything extra. No, she's no. So should we go to Amanda and then Sim, if that's all right, and then we'll take Martha at the end, if that's all right.
Okay, so hi everyone. So I'm Amanda from National Star. So for anyone who doesn't sort of know what National Star do, we are a specialist further education provision, and we offer both residential and day places for learners with complex needs and disabilities. My role is to recruit for our traineeship programs and internship programs across the country. But sort of my main reason for joining the meeting today was to make you aware of our Steps into Work adult employability programme. So this programme takes place at King's Meadow at Made Forever in Kingswood, Bristol. But the reason I'm bringing it to this meeting is because it's suitable for sort of one of the eligibility criteria is for people living in the BA1, BA2, BA3 and BA4 postcodes. So if I say a little bit about the programme, so the programme is suitable for anyone aged 19 plus, there's no maximum or upper limit, and all we ask is that the person has a diagnosed or self-diagnosed disability. So it's very wide ranging. It could be something like isolation, anxiety, the person could have dyslexia, dysgraphia, or we sort of worked with people with autism, visual impairments, acquired brain injuries. So the programme is made up of a learning day where learners can improve their English and maths if required, and that's with the support of a tutor, as well as working towards a vocational qualification, and that tends to be either in customer service or business administration. I should mention that all sort of the sessions that are face-to-face, there's nothing virtual, you know, unless sort of, you know, it's predominantly face-to-face sessions. And then the other 2 to 3 days are spent on an individual placement of the person's choice. And then the programme has sort of built-in employability support. So obviously people on the course are supported with applications, CVs and interview techniques to secure employment. In terms of sort of referrals, we've got a inbox, steps inquiries inbox, or you could refer to myself and I'll put my contact details in the chat box. And yeah, that's all from me. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions at all? No? Amanda, if you put all your details in the chat, that'd be really helpful.
Okay.
And we can share. And again, you know, if you want anything in the bulletin, then I've put my email address in and Alison's, but I'll put it in again. So if you've missed it.
Okay, brilliant.
Is Alison's?
I'm leaning in. I'm
So
leaning in. I'm just
something?
double checking because those postcodes wouldn't cover the whole of Baines. So I'm just sort of checking whether people from sort of Keynsham, part like Portland is BS 39, Keynsham's BS 31. Would they be eligible, or is it?
I'd have to check. I've got a postcode, a spreadsheet of about 24,000 postcodes. So I've just picked out the ones I thought were most relevant. But I mean, by all means, if you've got anyone that's interested, I'm happy to check my spreadsheet. I've got invested on it, so I can absolutely check. But obviously the course takes place in Bristol, so I suppose it's that area, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what sort of, yeah, that's what I was thinking, listening to you speak. So we can liaise directly on that before I put
okay, brilliant.
in the bulletin. Yeah, no
all right, brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Amanda. Sim, hi.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. The graveyard shift. Okay, well done for everyone for sticking it as long as they have. I'm Sim from Great Western Credit Union, as the sign suggests over here. Just a little bit of an update on Great Western Credit Union first. So we used to be Bristol Credit Union, which some of you may be a bit more familiar with. However, we've changed what's called our common bond. Common bond is just our catchment, the area in which we operate. So it was previously Bristol, Bath, the surrounding region, a BA or a BS postcode. And we could previously help you become a member and access our services. Now, however, we take in the 4 neighbouring counties as well. So Gloucestershire, Wiltshire, Dorset and Somerset as well. So we've gone from around about 1 million catchment to about 3 million, hence the name change, which reflects where we are now in terms of serving the region that we do. The bit of the business that I look after is called Money at Work. I'll come on to that in a second, but first briefly, something on credit unions for those that don't know. We operate as a mutual, a cooperative. So we hold, as all banks do, funds on behalf of our members, on behalf of our customers. And the way that a mutual makes its money is by lending some of that capital, which is held on behalf of some members to other members, and then we earn a reasonable rate of return off that. So we can give you a very transparent answer to the question, what are you doing with my money whilst you've got it? The answer to that question, if you asked your high street bank, wouldn't be very quick in response, and probably wouldn't be very palatable to most people, because it's hedge funds and defense companies and shale oil drilling and things like that. However, we don't get involved in any of that. We're very transparent about what we do. The bit of the business that I look after is called Money at Work, and that's a financial well-being initiative for employers. And the way that we work with employers is that we offer them a payroll scheme, which is a free scheme that allows their staff to deduct from their payroll for savings or for borrowing. Because it happens at source, it tends to be a lot more successful. The vast majority of people that work with us through an employer partnership scheme will just want to save on a regular basis to become more financially resilient over a period of time, which means that when a financial shock hits, they're in a position to deal with it much better than those that don't have good financial well-being, good financial habits in place. And for those that don't, it usually involves having to scramble around at the last minute and arrange payday lending, or going without, or relying on family members and friends. So what we help people to do is just become more financially resilient over a period of time. Schemes offered for free. Excuse me. Schemes offered for free, and the win-win is that we get more members. An employer will get more financially resilient people, because guess what? If you're not worrying about your finances outside of work, you tend to have better attendance, better workplace relationships, more resilience, less absenteeism, and all those kinds of things. So if you work for an employer who is interested in doing more for their people than just paying them at the end of the month, then feel free to drop me a line. My details are already in the chat, and you can Google us relatively easily as well. So it's called Money at Work, and there's a great explainer video which is hosted on YouTube. So check that out, and yeah, welcome any questions that you might have now.
Anybody got any questions for Sim at all? No? It's a shame that Claire and her colleague Lindsay have left. They're from Gambling Awareness, Sim, and we'll link you up, because I think actually there might be some useful links there to be made. They're trying to do some more awareness training for local charities and organisations, and so we'll make the link between the two of you after the meeting, if that's all right.
Yeah, that'd be great. I've worked previously with some of their colleagues actually, but making a connect with those two will be really helpful.
That's brilliant, lovely, great. Any questions? No? No? Okay, brilliant. Thanks. Nice to see you. Thank you. And last but not least, Martha. Hi, Martha. How are you doing? All right.
I'm good, thank you. Yeah,
good.
Hi everybody. Thank you for letting me gate crash a little late. My name's Martha Cox, and I'm an independent public engagement consultant. And I've been contracted by the CCG, the Clinical Commissioning Group that now spans Baines and Wiltshire and Swindon, to talk to lots of community groups and individuals about a new health and care model that the CCG have developed. And basically my role has been to go out and explain the model and get feedback on what's being presented. I will try and I won't go into loads of detail now because it's quite complicated, but I'll see if I can share my screen. Okay, can you see that? Can you see that, everybody? I can't hear anybody for some reason.
Yeah, no, we can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but basically the bigger blue person in the middle is you or me. And the idea is that services are much more spread around that person. There's an emphasis on supporting facilities in local communities to help people stay as well as possible for as long as possible. There will be greater integration between the NHS, the local authority and the third sector and charities. and more services available in local areas where people live, thus freeing up specialist centres, so the big hospitals, the hospices, to focus on their specialisms, and hopefully people will have to travel less for more routine appointments. And there's also a greater emphasis on digital, whether that be using digital to access appointments with specialists, or whether it be digital monitoring of conditions remotely in people's homes. Though obviously there's the caveat that digital doesn't work for everybody and will still need to have the face-to-face option for lots of people. So what I have been doing is we've set up a survey that's available online here. I've got the websites here for BSW partnership, so it's Baines, Swindon, Wiltshire partnership. You can do the survey online on that website. It explains in a lot more detail about the health and care model. I've also got some printed copies of the survey if that's more appropriate for any of your client groups. Give me a call, give me an email, and I can send you out some of those. We've also got some two virtual workshops that are taking place on Wednesday the 8th of December in the evening, 6:30 to 7:30. And then we've got one on Thursday, the 9th of December, 12:30 to 1:30. So basically there you'll get a more complete discussion of the workshop information, of the model, more information about the model, and that will be your opportunity to give your feedback. So I just stop staring at my screen. That is a really whistle-stop summary of what we've been doing, but there's lots of opportunities for getting involved. I've been going around talking to community groups and talking to key individuals as well. The consultation finishes on the 14th of December, so it's been a very short, so it was only a 6-week engagement process. But yeah, please do spread the link around about the survey and about the workshops, and do come along yourselves and encourage people you work with to come along too. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions from Martha? I've put the link in the chat, and again, I know you've given some information to us for the bulletin. We've been sharing it with the forums as well and mentioning it at our meetings over the last couple of weeks.
Brilliant.
Okay, is there any other questions for anybody else, or anything that anybody wants to say? You might be interested to know that the council's running a special budget meeting on the 14th of December at 6 o'clock. So if you're interested, then let us know. If you are part of, obviously, if you signed up to our interagency bulletin, you'll get the information through that, or through the forum mailing list as well. So hopefully you'll have picked that up. But if you want information about that, do let us know. Anything anybody else wants to say? No, there's a bit of chat. If you want to make sure you look through the chat before you leave, if there's any contacts. I've added in, I referred earlier to that new support payment that Welfare Support are managing. So there's a link there to the recent press release about support for people on low income families with food vouchers and grants to help for paying rising energy bills. So there's a link there to the news article and how to access that. So do make a note of that. Okay, I think that is probably the end of today. Thanks ever so much. There's some really great connections made, and thanks for people participating in the conversation today. Alison, I know, has been working really hard to get some dates for next year, so we've got to get them. Oh, they're in
and they're out. So the little reminder that I sent out yesterday about today, at the bottom there's a list, and the new dates are up on our website as well. So we'll get the Zoom details all sorted next.
Brilliant. No, that's great. And we'll make sure this meeting's up online on our YouTube site in the next couple of days. So if you wanted to watch it again, or if you wanted to share it with others, then please do so. Thank you very much. This is the first time I'm going to say have a great Christmas, everybody. Hopefully you've all got a bit of time booked off, and we'll see you. I'm sure we'll see you in other meetings, but if we don't, we'll see you in the new year, and all the best to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye.
Happy Christmas.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.